Hey everyone, it's me Nicole over at darngoodyarn.com, and today is the 14th of January. 14th. Let's see how I do today. I need to get my flu shot today because I'm completely flipped out about this epidemic that's happening. Oh my god. I usually don't get it, but I'm like so freaked out right now, even just with a little bit of throat issues I'm having. So you can see I don't really prep for these videos. I actually have my Stony Field after dark chocolate frozen yogurt. This stuff is delicious. I love it. Yes, I was working and eating this last night, and it is all gone. Anyway, so I have a couple of things I want to talk about today. First, I have some new yarns in. I'm going to get them up on the site at some point today. I just know I will. I know I will. I just have to take some photos. I have two new colors of chiffon. Actually, I have three. I have a pink as well, so I should probably put that up too. But I have this sort of like olivey green, and it's sort of shimmery and awesome. And then I have a beautiful turquoise, and I have a baby pink, but I have to go take photos of that too. So I have these two, and then I also have a new color of silk cloud, which I know some of you have really been loving, who love like their lace weight yarns, and I am just not a lace weight girl. Like, if you want to give me a pattern for it, that's fine, but you're not going to see a pattern come out of me. Like, I can't deal with small needles. Just not happening. But anyway, this is actually a beautiful color blend. It goes from purples to like this beautiful blue and runs into pink. This would be really cute for like a little girl if you were going to make something for her. So anyway, those are my new yarns. Now, I want to keep the discussion going. Some of you, I'm so happy. I put up a video 2 days ago about pricing homemade items, like stuff that you make and how to resell them and how to, start thinking about pricing for that. And a lot of you had really great feedback, so thank you for that. And some of you had questions for me to sort of elaborate on. And someone came to me with a problem, and I think it's a pretty common problem, so I want to kind of go over it. She wrote up on my Facebook wall, and I'll just do a little plug here. If you do want to ask me questions, go ahead, like me on Facebook, facebook.com/dgyarn, like darn good yarn, and you can post your question up there, and I'll try to cover it in one of these videos. So she posted on my Facebook wall and said, I make these hats, and I tried to price them according to what you said, and she's already like intuitively priced them how she should, thinking that she should, get paid and for her time and the materials and all of this. So that's fine. And she said, I'm being undercut by someone else, and they're selling their hats for like $5. Well, I can really appreciate what it's like to be undercut for selling a similar product, and that happens to me frequently, just with what I do. I mean, yarn is, you could say yarn is yarn. I happen to have a specialty yarn, but still people try to bite off of my ideas and then sell it for lower, which is, it's very frustrating. I say that with a smile on my face, but it's more like, it just drives me nuts. It's like, get your own ideas and get your own pricing structure and stop biting off of me. And so I feel your pain. So the thing to do, though, I want to kind of make this a multi-series video because there's a lot of things I want to cover. So when I was in college, I studied business, and one of the things that I really took away was, like, I have like 5 things I really learned at school: how to control my liquor, and handle my liquor, and then the other stuff is business related stuff. So I'll share these other points with you. I want to talk to you about a SWOT analysis, and I want you to start thinking about this and how you're going to possibly start pricing and figuring out if your business model is really all it can be, all it should be, and if you should start to change, okay? So a SWOT analysis, it's spelled SWOT, okay? Google it, let it become your friend. And even if you're not a business, you're watching this, I use SWOT, I use SWOT analyses all of the time, just in my own world. See, I have to make my own jokes too because I'm all by myself. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you're going to look internally, and then you're going to look at the external environment of, where you're making your craft. So say this one woman's case, she makes hats. She's going to want to sit back and say, okay, what do I do really well? And it might be, oh, okay, I can knit this up really quick, or I can crochet this up really fast. or I have like a really great distributor for yarn. And by the way, I do offer wholesale yarn accounts. So if you are interested, go ahead, email me that. But you want to look at, so what do you do really well? And those are your strengths. And what are your weaknesses? Like, do you have like really bad time management, or there's a lot of examples. Do you have maybe a weak brand name? Maybe you have a high cost structure. Maybe you're trying to use like really expensive yarn and then like resell your stuff for even more. Like it's just like, you know, your market can't handle the market, your local economy can't handle the product that you're trying to sell at that price. And so you need to look at that. So that's your first step. And I would sit down, make a rough list, and I would keep revisiting that list. And this is a SWOT analysis, once you're already kind of in the thick of business, is just as important as your business plan. And you should at least have a working business plan going on, right? So strengths and weaknesses. Now, that's sort of, to me, that's like kind of easy to do, but you have to keep revisiting it because it does take a lot of introspection, and you have to be very honest with yourself. Put it on paper. And the next step I want you to do is write down opportunities and threats. And this is where it kind of gets fun. Don't look at it as a chore, because if you're struggling with your business and you're saying someone's undercutting me, you know, that could potentially take your business out, and it might be like they might go out of business very quickly because they can't actually support that. But in the meantime, they're taking away that disposable income from people who should be buying your product, right? So you need to kind of you have to reposition yourself. Okay, that's the beauty of having your small business, is that you are small enough and you could be nimble. Like if I say, oh, this yarn is not working, like, okay, sell it, like put it on sale and get the color that people are really asking for. You have that ability to be very nimble. So use that to your advantage. So you want to look at where are your opportunities. Say, you know, my selling in every place where I think that my item is complementary. So if you do sell hats, you know, where does it really make sense for you to sell it? It might not be at your friend's hair salon. It might be maybe at like a store that sells like lift tickets, like for skiing or something, depending on where you're living. Or if you're living in Florida or you're living in Alabama, should you really even be selling hats? Should you be selling something else? Because does it really get that cold where you are to warrant someone saying, I want to purchase a handmade hat for the 5 days a year I'm going to wear it? So these are things you have to look at. And that might actually be a threat. That leads me into being a threat. If I'm making hats and I'm living in Florida, that's a threat, because I'm going to put myself out of business because my brand reach isn't large enough. And you can say, well, Nicole, I can sell on Etsy. Well, that's true. I agree with you. However, you need to look at what that cost is to sell that hat, to market it, to put all your effort in. And you have to, it's not just like marketing like, oh, I'll just use Google AdWords or something and I'll pay them $20 and I'll get on top of their Google search for handmade hats. It's the time you invest yourself to putting into that as well, because any moment as a small business owner, you're not doing one thing, or you're doing like one thing, you're not doing another. So there's always, you have to look at the opportunity cost, and you have to be able to weigh that out. And I see a lot of small business owners get caught up in that a lot, where they put so much of their efforts into, say, writing their blog, and they forget about selling their product. And you need to measure that out. So that's what I want you to do right now. Sit back. I want you to do a SWOT analysis for yourself. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You know, you should have quite a few points. And when I say quite a few, like between 10 to 20 points per each heading. Do that. And what I really like to see happen is an exchange of thoughts here. You know, post it up on my Facebook wall, and I'm happy to like help consult some of you and, you know, get your business to the next place. So I hope that helps. Get going on that. If you have questions about SWOT analysis, you can always Google it. You can always hit me up on Facebook, and be sure to share this channel with your other friends who are maybe starting their own businesses, and you think would really, you know, take something out of it. All right, everyone. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will talk to you later. And don't forget, hit me up, Nicole@darngoodyarn.com, or on Facebook. You know, just look me up, Darn Good Yarn there. And that's it, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.